right. Hey guys, I am working on my newest installment of the Do-It-Yourself series. A few of my viewers have asked for, and so here we go. Today, we're going to be doing the removal of the rear plastics and install of a new tail tidy. Basic tools you'll need for this, I'm guessing. Anyway, well, how did we get here? Replaced this tire, which stock is 180/55, with a 170/60. I don't know if this had anything to do with it or not, but it is a little taller, and I hit a bump and caught my tail tidy, pulled, jerked it up under the seat, bent it all the way back up like that. So it's now being held on by a couple of nylon straps, which is, well, not really ideal. So, got to replace this, and so let's get to it. So, anyway, when you're removing the rear plastics, I don't know what the book says, but the way that makes sense to me is to start by removing this little plastic piece right here, which sort of covers the two of them, like that. Okay. And what I try to do is set these things right here in the piece that they go in. So oh, that was smooth. It's a little bit easier to sort of put it all together at the end. So anyway. And then there's this piece here. Oh, that's why I do have to remove that, I think. We'll see. And then this piece here, held down by these two screws. I have to remove that piece. Might as well just bite the bullet and do it. It's not that hard to remove your seat on the FZ-07. But it's not that easy either. The removal part actually is very easy, but the reinstall part is a pain. Getting these things to line up just right is not much fun. So we're going to do it though, because if I remember right, a couple of the screws you have to access to remove these side plastics in the rear are under here. Yep, there they are. So it's not really for the wiring. It is more for access to these. So anywho, and away we go. So we've removed this piece. Now we need to remove this piece. It sort of binds these two pieces together like the force. Okay, so get these out. Oh, you whore. If I remember right, it's been a little while since I've messed with this. Yeah, it just pops out. And if you look, you'll see these little things stick in there and there. So, anyway. That's how that goes. Once again, putting them with the screws in them. Okay, so these have to be removed. Remember that, these have to be removed. And then there's some pieces underneath that are fun too. The little push pin things, which I always find to be so entertaining. Okay, so anyway, it doesn't look like those do need to be removed. It actually appears, I can just remove this, and this, and this. So we're going to do that instead. Okay. So, what do you know? I don't know that that's the exact right piece. I'm sure it's not. I know I've done this before. I guess this is the 5/16 end of my 10-in-1, which, I don't know, maybe it's 8 millimeters. Not sure about that. Google that stuff and figure it out. But if you've got a 10-in-1, this is more than good enough to get the job done. Okay, and I actually took a picture of this before I started, just as sort of an insurance policy to make sure that no matter what, if I forget where something goes or screw falls or whatever, I've got a way to put it all back together the way I found it. Yep, sure enough, that is the one. So you're going to remove these two here. And they have these little spacer things underneath them, so just take your time when you're removing them. So they get loose and they're ready to come out. Sort of lift that up, put that with it. That sort of gives you a really good idea whether they're going when you go back. So the only part of this operation where you've got those spacers. Okay. So there they are. Okay, now underneath, this is the fun part. Well, it's all fun, isn't it? It's all fun and games until you have to start messing with the push pins. So these, I hope you can see that. Push the center up, and then you just sort of work this sucker down. I think these, to keep them flushing in, when I reinstalled them, I put a little tape on them. Because if you don't, removing the stock fender, yep, sure enough, look at that little tape there. Removing the stock fender, you lose the little place where they sort of attach to, because these just sort of stick through this and that now. So anyway, you've got a little one here, a big one here. Hopefully you can see that, I'm trying. A little one here, which I know is taped, because it goes into nothing after you remove the stock fender. It's probably not ideal, but the stock fender is just hideous. So, yep, that one comes out nicely. Little one, big one. That didn't sound good. There's something in there that doesn't belong. Oh, a washer. Oh yeah, I remember. That goes there. That's what holds that. Okay. Yeah, when you put this piece back on, the stock fender this attaches to, but this needs something to sort of go into to hold it, and that little washer there does nicely. Forget exactly what size it is, but it's you can find something. Just find something that'll fit over top of that when it's in the fully open position. Okay, so now I think at this point we do have these free, and they can just pop out like that. Isn't that nice? Okay, now if you want to fully remove these for some reason, there's one more of these push things here that I went over when I had the video on this, right here, hopefully you can see that, and then this screw right here, and the whole thing would come off. But I don't need to do that for this, so I'm just going to show how to pop them out this way, because I feel like it's actually quite a bit more useful in this situation. Okay, and at this point, the only thing that's holding this on is these two screws right here. Which is fine, they're not going anywhere.